batting cleanup, as is fitting for Oregonians, is Tobias Reed. And I want to again commend him for the terrific leadership that he's shown on these issues for a long, long time. Treasurer Reed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ranking Member Crapo, it's good to see two senators from states that played an important role in my life, my home state and the state where I was raised. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about this important topic today. My name is Tobias Reed, and I have the honor of serving as state treasurer in Oregon. As state treasurer, I'm focused on promoting the financial security of all Oregonians. And in 2015, when I was a state representative, I sponsored the legislation that ultimately created the Oregon Retirement Savings Plan, which is now known as OregonSaves. The state treasury is tasked with implementing that program, and I'm here to give you an update on our progress. Oregon created this first-in-the-nation state-based auto IRA program in response to the growing retirement savings crisis. And when we launched it in 2017, we saw approximately 1 million private sector workers in Oregon that did not have access to a retirement savings plan at work. And I'm happy to report to you today that more than 110,000 Oregonians have funded IRAs with OregonSaves, and that collectively they've saved over $123 million. We know from the research conducted by AARP that people are more than 15 times more likely to save for retirement if there's an option to do so at work, and OregonSaves is proving that out. As you've already heard and are likely already aware, this retirement savings crisis is particularly acute for people at the lower rungs of the economic ladder, and especially for women and people of color. This is one of the reasons that we are especially excited. In the past year, OregonSaves added home care workers and personal support workers who provide home-based help and services to adults and children experiencing disabilities across Oregon. These workers are obviously doing critical jobs, and we're trying to help them prepare for retirement. The inclusion of these workers in OregonSaves will not only make this a viable career for many more people, but it will reduce turnover and thereby improve care for seniors and people living with disabilities. It's a win for these important workers, a win for the people they serve, and a win for Oregon. As we were developing and rolling out OregonSaves, we knew that it would be important to build a strong collaborative relationship with employers. We constructed the program to limit the responsibilities of the employer as much as possible, and we're always on the lookout for ways to further reduce the time that employers spend facilitating the program. The goal, of course, is to ensure that all Oregonians have access to the program without placing an undue burden on the small employers around the state. In fact, in testimony before the Oregon legislature, one employer group said, quote, "The Treasurer's Office has been incredible in the implementation of this program. They've tirelessly worked with us throughout the rules process to ensure that this is easy to implement. My clients are excited about it, and their employees are excited about it," end quote. That, by the way, is a credit to our team and our staff. From the beginning, these accounts were designed to provide workers with a continuity of savings that they otherwise wouldn't have, as their account moves with them from employer to employer. The Roth IRA structure also provides flexibility to the savers in managing their contributions, enabling workers to leave their money in to grow, to move it elsewhere to another IRA, or even to withdraw it at any time without fee or penalty, a feature that we know has been especially important for people as they face some real challenges over the last year and a half. For instance, in the early days of the pandemic, as businesses were suddenly closing and people still had bills to pay and groceries to buy, we saw anecdotal evidence that people were able to use their accounts to provide much-needed financial stability. Many of these savers did tap their accounts, but we've seen many of them intentionally leave their accounts in place so that as their circumstances change, they'll be able to continue saving. Obviously, our roots are around retirement, but OregonSaves has given us a way to engage with Oregonians about the range of savings needs that they confront, including saving for future education needs through 529 and healthcare needs with an ABLE account. So looking forward, we are going to continue focusing on ways to make it easier for people to save for retirement and find ways to further reduce what we hope is already a minimal administrative burden for employers. But we're also especially supportive of your efforts to incentivize savings. The Encouraging Americans to Save Act, recently introduced by you, Chairman Wyden, would be a significant boost to OregonSaves and other programs like it by offering the matching credit you've already heard about. And anything we can do to encourage people to save for their future will ultimately take pressure off of local, state, and federal budgets. We're also very excited about discussions here that point to a possible expansion of who is eligible to participate in the ABLE savings program led by Senator Casey and others. The success of OregonSaves will have long-term positive implications for savers and for Oregon. Fewer Oregonians will enter into retirement in poverty, meaning less reliance on the social safety net, and people will have more dignity and choice as they age. OregonSaves was designed to improve our business climate and meet the needs of workers from a variety of circumstances, ultimately increasing the financial stability of Oregonians. This is something we're very proud of as we get started, and we're also happy to say that this is just the start. So I appreciate this hearing, and I look very much forward to the discussion we'll have today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.